Well, sorry, everybody. We had a power outage, which is not terribly common, but common around here in these parts. So we're back finishing the episode, of course. I'm still going to try to end it around 9 o'clock. Just had an unforeseen circumstances completely out of our control. Thought it was weird because I was hearing some sounds, very, very, very distant sounds. And not 5 minutes later, the power went out. And I'm like, uh-oh.
I didn't notice it at all.
I did. I was like, oh, is it that time? Is it time to
Because we live so close to DC.
hunker down and break out the weaponry? Anyway,
let's not do that.
So we're back. We're back to it. Anyway, all right, we're back. Yes, we were talking about the training lift from this weekend, the 1506 training bench that I did on Saturday. I didn't post it to Instagram like I was saying because for safety purposes in the gym, we have 2 people per side. We don't have 6 camera angles. I'm sorry, getting video of the lift. So as I'm doing, you can see me doing the training lift, but you cannot see the weights. So I decided not to post it. If you want to subscribe if you're on Patreon, if you're on YouTube members, which is $10 a month, you can see the lift there. I will have a Road to 1500 video coming out sometime this week, video 5. What?
Nothing.
Oh.
I just found a whole bunch of
things. Oh, cool.
Sorry.
The video 5 will come out sometime this week, and the training lift will also be on there. It was 1506 with a light reverse band setup, taking around 90 pounds or so out of the bottom, around the one board height, and that's it. It was fun. It was a good lift, but you will not see it on Instagram again because
people already have enough to say when you can see everything and it's legit. And there's judges and things are happening. They want to run their mouth. So if you put a video up where you didn't see the plates, they would shit their fucking britches and jump on their hot mics to give their hot takes on shit that they would never even have the balls to attempt.
Okay, so anyway, there's that. Amber says 1506 unreal. Yeah, it was pretty stupid, man.
Also, shout out to Amber for being my emotional support animal all day for that. Mm-hmm. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good training day. And then the next day, I went in and I deadlifted and had one fuck of a deadlift day, which for me is rare because I'm not built for that lift. But it's starting to click finally. I finally learned how to actually deadlift properly. Conventional is my way to go. I prefer it. I'm more confident with it. I feel stronger with it. There's more back involved, which for me is a good thing because I spent all this time, all these years building up my back for the bench, and now I learned how to actually use it in the deadlift. So that's it. Hey, Tony, we're back. Thanks for hopping on here. Short complaint. Those with Vienna sausage in their shorts complainers, is what Tony says. So it was good, man. Yeah, we had some good deadlifts, good benches. I'm sore as shit today. Went to Jericho. If you saw my stories, we were at Jericho's. He was working on me, working on my hip, working on my forearm, keeping me in one piece. So yeah, the lift from Saturday told me that it's possible. Like it's reality. It will happen someday. It was a good first step.
It went so much better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Like, not that I don't think you're literally the greatest thing that's ever happened to the world, because I'm a little bit biased, but in my head, I thought you were going to take it out, crack your elbows, and be like, oh shit, my arms are broken, take me to the hospital. But you just benched it like it was anything else. And then your CNS didn't freak out afterwards. I mean, just a little bit, but it wasn't like, not like it has been. And it just went so good. Mm-hmm. So good. Way, way, way more better than I was thinking it was going to be.
I mean, it is just a number. I like that Massonomics t-shirt they came out with, like, weight is a number, but heavy is a feeling or something like that. Yeah. I'll tell you what,
today, I think.
It was heavy. They handed me the weight when I posted. If you're on Patreon, or if you're on YouTube members, you obviously already saw it. I'll post a video to YouTube for Road to 1500 video 5. But when they hand me the weight, I like verbally like I like grunt or something, which I never do, but it was so shockingly fucking heavy.
Didn't like that.
But it was heavy. But my forearm lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. I was like, ooh, that hurts. But then it didn't get any worse. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the worst it's gonna get. And then I brought it down and then brought it back up. So I'm really happy about it. So.
And you got to learn like some sticking points or just like some things that we're gonna switch up that hopefully will help it look a little bit better.
Your weak points will show themselves under absolute max loads.
Yeah.
And we found a couple of weak spots. We're going to work on it. Martinez says, best advice for communication with the people running the platform for the handout on my last capybara meet. The crew was very novice and screw my second attempt on the handout. That's tough. That's a tough one because it sounds like it's a situation where you have to use the crew that's there. That's tough. That can be very difficult. I would show up to the meet early, possibly try to find out who's running the platform, maybe work with them. Like, hey, can we do a practice? Can you come back here? Can we do a practice handoff? It's tough. There's a lot of things you could do. There's a lot of things that you could try, but then I just don't know the situation.
And also something that like that's out of your control, but something that's in your control is how you train all the time. So no, it's not optimal to have people like messing up your handoffs while you're in the gym. But that happened to us so much. Like when Jim was first starting to do his 1,000 pounds, we didn't have a set crew. We just had whoever we could grab that we thought could kind of hand it out while I told them where to go. And so every single handoff was not ideal. And he trained that way and he knew how to correct under that load. So when we went to a meet, it was just the two of us and we didn't have anybody and we just grabbed 3 random dudes, however they handed it out, he was so used to being able to auto-correct that it was fine. So not saying that that's like something you can program in, but
Jason's on here.
It wouldn't hurt. Jason. Aw, Jimmy's actual one true love.
Pierce, apologies for the multiple joining on Instagram. That's cool. I don't even notice it. I apologize for the power fucking going out or Wi-Fi getting knocked out. So Jason asks, slightly larger than average. What has been a bench accessory that has helped you hit these demigod numbers? I say it all the time. I have made video after video about it. I've talked people's ears off that will fucking listen to me. The reverse grip bench changed everything. I learned how to do it. I found out a way to do it probably about, what did we establish that?
Probably 2 years ago.
I'd say 21. 21. It was in 21.
You sure?
I'm almost positive. So I learned how to reverse grip with my holding the bar between these two fingers grip. Some people call it the fork grip. It's reverse to me. I've talked about it so much. That changed everything for me. That developed my triceps more than I will reverse grip before I ever even close grip ever again. It is superior for building triceps almost in any other way or form or fashion. So reverse gripping, people ask me, how do you program that in? I'm like, I do it all the time. If I'm not wearing a piece of equipment, if I'm raw or I'm semi-equipped, or if I'm doing boards, if I'm warming up for a competition in the warm-up area, I am reverse gripping. I reverse grip 100% of the time, except for when I'm in my shirts, when I'm in my heavy equipment. I reverse grip all the time. And my triceps have had to adapt to that constant stress of this new way of benching. So reverse grip, reverse grip, reverse grip. That changed everything. That's where I had the explosion of strength in 21, 22, 23 was all because of reverse grip. And, then the band shirts came out and got working with Rob Farrell and Tiffany really close with Anderson, but you
got out of the Marine Corps, so you could rest more.
Yeah, I could actually
getting out of the Marine Corps
be a human being, but reverse grip, absolutely. Again, thanks for the program for my meet. You and Alex Amon are a big part of my PR after 30 years. Last call. That must be Louis. Louis is on here. What's going on, dude? You're welcome. Absolutely. Glad you enjoyed it. Oh, Ashley's on here. Ashley and Condre's on here.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley, we love and miss you guys too. How you doing? Thanks for hopping on my live. I appreciate that. Tell Ryan we love him, and I'll be calling him. I didn't want to call him and bug him because I'm sure he's got plenty of that. But just tell him that I'm thinking about him. I'm going to give him a buzz here at some point. But I didn't want to bug you guys because I'm glad everything worked out fine. Barracuda Bart, what FH shirt setup are you using now? Did you go more plies with less aggressive material? I believe you talked about that idea before. Yeah, I did talk about that before. It's a brand new shirt from Rob. I forget if it's 4. I think it's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's got smaller sleeves, not as aggressive as a scoop. It's a scoop, but it's not like a super scoop. So there is more chest plate there, more material. The sleeves are super, super tight on it, which is really awesome. And they're the appropriate length for my very, very odd proportions, my super short humerus bones, as I've told I've been have. I'm not sure on material. I'm not sure if it's a less aggressive or if it's more aggressive. I just know it is what it is and it's working. Oh my God.
You too?
Put a cigarette there too. I think that's supposed to be cigar though. It's pretty big around, right?
Yeah, the skit, it's a cigar, but I don't think they have a cigar emoji.
Steady Hand Massage says, thanks for signing my shirt at the Arnold Heaviest Bench on Earth. One of the best signatures on the shirt. Well, you're welcome. I've tried to make that signature cool looking. You know, I take pride in that. Pierce says, Jerry, what's the next best tricep exercise in your opinion that will help bench? Floor extensions, dead stop floor extensions. I won't use a straight bar for anything extension wise ever again. Terrible for your joints. I use easy curl bars of different lengths. We have several in our gym. Dead stop extensions. You lay on the floor. It's resting on the floor. You extend, and then dead stop on the floor. Reset. Extend. It's like a deadlift. It's a what is deadlift, but for your triceps. It's a deadlift tricep exercise. Yeah. So next to reverse grip bench, I would say dead stop floor extensions. I'm caught up. Cool beans.
Did you like the reverse grip incline?
Yes. I've done it several times the last few weeks. Yep. Good, cool. Oh boy, I'm behind here.
You just said you were caught up.
Well, I'm on YouTube now.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, so I just clocked in for work. Quick recap: just competed at AJ's meet, set a state record, and I'll be damned. One of our training partners broke a national record. Great, awesome job. Overall, a fun weekend. Happy Memorial Day. See you next week. Thanks for hopping on. Wonder at Max. Dennis says, why don't you reverse grip in your shirt? Okay, I get that question a lot. They're like, well, Jimmy Cool, but reverse grip bench press is superior. Why don't you compete with it? Okay, bitch, here's the thing.
Listen, also, I don't think he's talking to you
No.
directly with that attitude. I don't want him to think that. I was like, damn, boy.
I'm talking about people that just say that stuff, not you. But I get that question a lot. I'm just making a funny voice for the sake of doing it. So, again, the barbell sits not horizontal in my palm, as you can see where all the callus is built up, but it sits vertically. So there's a lot more direct pressure and stress right here from the bar sitting vertically, not horizontal across a wider space, right? It's this way. So while I think it is superior, at some point it becomes a pain tolerance because I have less surface area for the bar to sit now, right? So this versus just this, okay? It's pain tolerance. I've tolerated up to 900 pounds, and that's all the pain I can take. Now, arguably, if I did reverse grip even like in my shirts, possibly someday I could build up the tolerance enough to compete with it at the level I'm at right now. But it's just, it hurts. It hurts. That's why. Now I do it with raw. I do this raw thing. I do it with like slingers. I do board work. I do lockout work with it. I do incline. I do floor. But like I said, I can tolerate 7, 8, and 900 pounds with the reverse grip. I cannot tolerate 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 1,400, possibly 1,500. It's just not gonna. At some point, it's just like it's just a pain game. Why do that? So that's kind of what it comes down to. Ashley says he's right next to me watching with me and says hi back. Oh, you can call him anytime. He loves hearing from you. Well, it's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. I saw him hop on here, actually. That's cool. I got Ashley and the greatest bench presser in fucking history, Ryan Kennelly himself, everybody. Thanks for hopping on, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Barry's on here. He says, congrats on the 1,500. It was just training lift. Don't get it too twisted. I heard, Kate, it didn't bother your CNS very much, which is incredible. I look forward to seeing it. Yeah, it's on Patreon and YouTube members. I'm not going to post it to Instagram again because you can't see the weights you can see me doing the lift. You can't see the weights. I want to hear people bitch. So it's on Patreon and YouTube members, and eventually it will be on Road to 1,500 Video 5 sometime this week. Jason says, once the weight is unracked, where does your focus go, or what goes through your mind as you move these weights? I think, oh shit, but I'm nowhere. Once the weight is unracked, where does your focus go, or what goes through your mind as you move those weights? Good question. Because I have this like it just comes naturally now. I don't have to even really think about it. I have a process that goes through my head. Once I receive the weight at arm's length and the spotters are completely off the bar, the very next thing I'm thinking is just, okay, this sucks. This hurts. But it's going to be like 10 seconds of my life, get the fuck over it, basically. So I just focus on getting as much oxygen into you got to think like your oxygen as soon as you hold your breath, so you're taking air in, as soon as you stop, the clock starts ticking. Your fuel gauge is starting to go down. This is the moment you hold your breath. So you fill your tank. There is no idle phase. As soon as you hold your breath, clock starts ticking, and you start your O2 levels, your fuel starts to go down. So I get as much air as I possibly can, lock it in, lift my head as much as I can, which I can't do very much anymore because I'm too big and fat. And then I just focus on it's just the basics, bringing the bar down in the right spot, building up the shirt, feeling the stretch, feeling the load, touching, being coherent enough to listen for the press call. Because even though I got a belly on me, because I can't pick my head up anymore very much, once the bar gets down to that last half inch before a touch, I can't see the bar anymore. My line of sight, I can't see the bar anymore. So I have to rely on muscle memory and just remembering okay, just stay there. You're in the groove. Just let it go a little bit more. Listen to your training partners, straight down, or go a little bit further towards your lower. When we say lower, that means go this way. So straight down means go straight down. Lower means go towards your belly more. And just listen. And it's tough. It's hard to think logically and coherently under max loads. It really is. It's a skill. It takes time. Where are we? Ryan, I don't use the word very often, but we're both just really blessed to have you both as friends. I'm unbelievably grateful that we have you guys in our lives. So I'm really happy for you and glad you're still here, man. Ryan's such an amazing man and legend. Hope you're healing up, brother. Ryan Kennelly, hope you're doing well. Got lots of people on here, big Kennelly fans. Let's see. What I miss? Just talking about training there, Mike. Not too much. Power went out because we live in, I'm not going to comment on the area we live in, but let's see. Cool, guys. And thanks, Dennis, for not taking that personal. Appreciate that. He said that right away. It's all good. I didn't think you were. DVE 8356 says, I remember Jimmy Harris used big time skull crushers. Do those? ? Not so much. I rely more heavily on floor extensions, reverse grip bench press. However, for variation's sake, oh, come on. He needs to just stay out if he's going to be that way. Oh, the power's going out again.
I know.
But for variety's sake, yeah, I haven't done skull crushers in a really long time, man. Huh, now you got me thinking I should probably do those now. Thank you. We got
I
here.
thought they hurt your elbows, and that's why you stopped doing it.
No, I stopped using straight bar because of the elbow issue and the wrist issue and the everything else.
The issues.
Yeah. So let's see. Maurice Jenkins says, "Hope you're doing well. As I said before, I'll be 64 in September. I have torn 2 ligaments and arthritis in my left shoulder. That sucks. And an impingement left bicep. Is 500 bench with Super Ram decent at 64 years old and all those fucked up things you got in your shoulder? Yeah, that's very decent. That is awesome. If I'm alive at 64, I hope to still be bench pressing in 500 pounds.
You'll be alive at 64.
I hope so.
Jackass.
I don't know. Brendan Lee says, "Hey Jimmy, what ways can you adjust a single ply poly and get more tension from it?" Oh boy, you're speaking my language. You can pull the collar down. You can pull the back up your neck and then pull the collar down. You can torque the sleeves. That's one of the most important ways you can adjust a single ply bench press shirt. However, it's a pain in the ass because you have to take the shirt completely off, put it back on. What I mean by that is if the sleeve the sleeve stays here when you do this. So you got the logo on top, so the sleeve stays right here. Take the shirt off, right? So instead of putting your arm in the sleeve like this and swimming, okay, so you take the shirt off, sleeve stays straight, you put your hand in it, palm facing the ceiling, and then punch it through like this. And if the sleeve is tight enough, it has to be a tight sleeve. When you go to pronate back like this, it will take the sleeve and rotate it, and it will tighten up the chest like that. So torquing the sleeves on a single ply is one of the most important ways you can adjust a single ply. And you can do half torque, full torque. You can do pull the collar down with a half torque, pull the collar down with a full torque. No collar plus half a torque. There's lots of ways you can do it. Single ply is fucking awesome. It's like driving a 6-speed manual Jeep Wrangler as opposed to a 5-speed automatic Charger. You know, you can do so much more with it. Change gears at your will based on how you wear the shirt. Let's see, I'm catching up, guys. Cool. What we got here? Yeah, that's it. Before I go on, I wanted to talk about something that people were kind of shocked by. Well, shocked, using that term lightly. But I have been a customer. Okay, I am not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody except, of course, for Anderson Powerlifting, Unleashed Strength Gym, and our NFA Powerlifting, Rob and Tiff. But Life by Design Chiropractic with Jericho in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And if I'm not sponsored by a supplement company, I haven't been for a long, long time. I've been a customer of Drink Element, LMNT, drinkelement.com for about a year and a half, give or take. Love their product. Been using it for a long time. Talked about them all the time. But I got a little
antsy,
a little pissy because my subscription didn't come in. I don't think it came in on time. I'm just going to put it out there. I was without salt sticks for about 2 weeks. Got antsy, got irritated. I'm like, fuck this. I'll order from somebody else. So I started kind of scrolling around on Instagram, and I found a new company called Salt of the Earth. New, like they're brand new. They just launched. They got like 800 followers on Instagram. So I bought their product. They advertised same benefits of Element, but with better taste and better ingredients. So it is called Salt of the Earth right here. So I bought these, and I'll tell you what, I canceled my subscription with Element. I'll be damned. Yes, Salt of the Earth has way better flavor than Element even. I love this product. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Okay, I'm just speaking as a customer and as an athlete. But I went with these guys simply because the one thing I noticed is they have the exact same sodium content as Element. Element's cool because you get 1,000 milligrams of sodium per stick. And ever since I started supplementing with sodium, my strength has gone up in leaps and bounds. I am a huge believer in taking in more salt. We've been lied to for the last few decades. The government says no salt, salt bad. It's like, no, you're full of shit. It's one of the most important things to put in your body. It's very important. But this is just like table salt. There's just normal salt. So it's almost unpalatable because it can be so salty, which is fine. But I went with these guys because they use pink Himalayan sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Okay. So I went with them, and I've always known that it's not quite as strong as a flavor. It's not quite as sharp, right? And I used my first dose of this salt of the earth, and I'll be goddamn. Yes, they have much better, superior flavors compared to Element. I will say that right out the gate. Their flavor is way better. I am really happy I switched. Not that there's anything wrong with Element. Again, I used their stuff for a year and a half, but I was getting antsy. My subscription didn't come in on time, and I was out of my sticks for almost 2 weeks. I was like, fuck this. I went with somebody else. They also have calcium. They have trace elements from the pink Himalayan salt. There's trace elements in that. You still get 1,000 milligrams of sodium and a different type of magnesium as well. I forget it's on their Instagram page. They talk about it. So I want to talk about that real quick. I am very, very happy with these guys. I also like that their strip here, easier to pour, not quite as messy. I've had times where I've cracked open one of these elements and half of it ends up on the counter. So yeah, really happy. Salt of the earth, comparable, if not, in my opinion, superior to Element. So there you go. I wanted to talk about that real quick. Very happy I switched. Wanted to say that. There you go. Anyhow, Thomas on here. What's up, Jim? Going to catch up to the rest of the lives anyway. I know you're busy, so from Insta earlier, do you agree with Kevin that I don't need an F8 shirt if I have both Widowmakers 1 and 2 ply? Or would it just be wise to discuss earlier to get an F8 1 ply shirt anyway to move heavier weight, as poly going to be hard to put on solo and then get more variety to play with? Yeah, I think you should do that. I really think you should do that. Just get an F8 single ply. You can put it on. You could probably put it on by yourself, or maybe slightly with a little bit of assistance. But yeah,
I mean, you can put the band shirts on yourself. Like you could put it like
well,
cinch it down.
The single ply. He's talking about the single ply with the back.
You probably could.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be super easy. I would just do that, Thomas. I would just get the single ply, work with it. Now, if you want to, you can't really. I don't think you can compete with a Widowmaker, but you can compete with a F8 single ply or thereabouts. Dennis says, I had the same thing happen with my Element subscription, so I tried the same one as you, and it's way better. Hey, great. There's testament right there, Dennis. Yeah. Again, guys, salt of the earth. Like I said, I'm a huge believer in getting more sodium in as an athlete. Now, if you live a sedentary lifestyle and don't lift weights or are not active whatsoever, maybe it's not a good idea to take in more salt. But for somebody who's really active, an athlete, strength athlete, anything like that, yeah, I will never not supplement with sodium because of how big of a difference it's made with my training and my competing. Matt Brooks is on here. What's going on, Matt? How's it going? Got to finally test the collared and capped sleeve shirt last week. The sleeves are looser than I'm used to. Rob said it wasn't possible to tighten it since he'd have to completely take it apart. That is true. Yeah. That's true. He has to, yeah. Or he'd possibly even just make one from scratch. So it's a royal pain in the ass. And I feel bad even asking him to shorten mine, which I've got like abnormally short humerus bones. I'm built to bench press. I was born to do it. Hey, come at me. People had a problem with Michael Phelps because he was like genetically born. He had like by the books like the most perfect proportions for swimming. Mm-hmm. Like he was genetically born and gifted to swim, and people had such a problem with that. It's like, I was born this way. Don't come at me. Short humerus bones, good for bench press. So Thomas says, so the F8 would just be a means to an end to get the weights I want or more. Rather handle 600 on F8 than have to do 550 in a poly. At least I know my body can handle it. Yeah, absolutely. George, what's going on, man? Good to have you on here. Second time tonight because our power went out. Everybody hop back on here. Yep, good deal. Appreciate it, my friend, that I'll know what to do and tell Mr. Kevin Pittman. Absolutely. Hope he can help you. I'm glad he was able to do that for you. Good deal. Before I go any further, I'll plug, of course, got Anderson Powerlifting on here. Code Colbstrong, my Instagram handle. KOLBSTRONG, one word is 10% off. We are running a Memorial Day sale. I believe it ends today. I'll be damned.
Until midnight.
You got about 3 more hours. USA time, of course, Texas time to order. Get 15% off the entire website for Memorial Day. Of course, a very, very near and dear holiday for us. We don't celebrate a lot of the holidays, but I do acknowledge Memorial Day, of course. Very, very, very important. Very near and dear to me. So 15% off. Otherwise, if you use my code Colbstrong, you can't combine the two. You can't combine the two. But if you use Colbstrong as a code, you get 10% off the entire website. If you need bench shirts, squat suits, deadlift socks, deadlift slippers, hey, chalk, ammonia, belts, bench belts, prong belts, lever belts, anything you can think of. We have it at AndersonPowerlifting.com, and you can use Colbstrong for 10% off the entire website. That does not work for the F8 Sportcraft barbell, however. That is the one thing that the code does not work for.
I also think it doesn't work for Titan belts because they're already super discounted from normal.
Yep. But that is, I've been with Anderson Powerlifting for 14 years. Great company. If they have what you need in stock, you will get it in days, depending on where you're at. If you're outside the country, okay, it might take a little bit longer, but you will have your stuff in days if you order through AndersonPowerlifting.com. If it's in stock. If it's not in stock, we're a distributor company. Obviously, it might take a little bit longer. You don't have to wait weeks or months or longer like some of the competitors. So go to AndersonPowerlifting.com for your powerlifting needs. What we got here? Super Stroke. Do you do anything unequipped? Nah, not so much. Any pre-releases into the F8 Poly pre-releases? I mean, I have a trunk full of Poly stuff from Rob, but
the F8 Poly, the new Poly shirts Rob's making.
Well, what do you mean by pre-release info?
I don't know.
Oh,
but I know that's what he's talking about.
I mean, I've got briefs, shirts in my trunk. I don't have any real info on them except that they're freaking awesome. They're cool.
Are they not for sale yet? I guess I haven't looked.
I think they're on his site, but it says like coming soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. They're in the testing phase.
They're still in the testing phase. I know he sent out like quite a few to like several different Anderson athletes, and
I have a form that he sent me on my phone where I can plug in my actual numbers to the gal so she can take that form. Like it's the official form, like biceps, like legs.
Oh, okay.
Rob sent me the PDF form to fill out myself and send back.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, what we got here? Let's see. Oh, comparison to Titan Overkill. Gotcha. Now, like how does it stack up against these other brands? Well, that's the hard part. We don't really know because they're not out yet.
And you're still trying to. We're like personally, we're still in the getting it to fit you stage.
Yes.
Like we haven't been able to break it in
What's
because
up, David?
Again, your proportions are so weird, and so we're just testing out like different cuts and patterns and stuff.
Yep. It's in the testing phase. I will say, however, because of the patterns that Rob got his hands on and the quality that Rob puts out, and just the way he's a businessman, the way he runs a business, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to poly equipment, multiply, single ply, you name it. It's going to be the stuff of, it's going to be awesome. I know Tyler Butcher is experimenting around the highest single ply squatter in history, part of Team Anderson, has been experimenting around with the single ply squat suit. I have some of the bench shirts, of course, but I've not been able to get into any of them right now. I'm just not in that. I'm not in a poly mood at the moment, and they don't really fit me. We're working on sizing and stuff like that. So it's still in the testing phase, but I think is going to take over the industry personally. again, just with the quality that Rob puts out and the just the type of businessman he is, I consider him a really good friend, and I'm really excited for him. And it's fucking cool to see the process from like concept and then seeing it like progress to where it is now. It's just it's fucking awesome. It does sound cool. It's gonna be freaking awesome. George says, Jimmy, with 2 back days a week, how many sets would you suggest for each day? Oh hell, I'd say 4 to 6 movements each day, and try and change it up each time. And you could have one day that's kind of lighter. You could work 3 to 5 sets of like 12 to 15 reps for like a pump day, kind of a bodybuilder day. You could also do heavier on the other day where you're working 3 to 5 sets of 5 or sets of 5 to 8, 8 to 10, somewhere in there. Really just change it up. The more you work the back, the better. The more rep ranges you hit, the better. The more angles you hit, the better. So you want to hit all those different type of muscle fibers in the back. So lightweight will hit one fiber. Heavyweight will hit another fiber. You want to do both. But yeah, I was doing 3 back days a week at some point about 3 or 4 years ago. Thomas got to hop off. Cool, man. Thanks for hopping on here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Good. Glad you can, what?
Keep going.
Okay. Oh, I know what you mean. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
We got to brush up on our sign language.
Yeah. Joel Hicks, which ply were you using in training for the 1506? I don't remember. 4, I think.
That's the new shirt that you're still
4.
wearing.
I think I think it's 4. I can't remember.
It actually just last weekend was the first time that it like finally opened, and we were
it finally broke. It finally opened up for the first time and became usable.
Was that last weekend or the weekend before?
2 weeks ago. Marlon, from a friend from Germany, do you think it makes sense to add bands to my training like you did at the 1,500 pounds? Sparingly, very, very sparingly. You don't want to get used to them and rely on them. You want to get used to doing heavy weight without the use of bands. But because I saw so much benefit out of it because of the overload aspect, I'd say once every 6 to 8 weeks, I might throw reverse bands in there. I'm talking light reverse bands. I don't want to take 1,500 pounds out and have them deload 500 in the bottom. What the fuck sense does that make? My bands deloaded 90 pounds off of one board, so use them sparingly. Jimmy, when do you take Salt of the Earth? We'll order tomorrow. Yeah, I take it every day. I personally use 1 to 2 sticks per day. If I'm going for a really, really, really big bench over the weekend or a big deadlift, I take like 4 to 5 sticks. So the bag doesn't last very long, but Salt of the Earth, man, I promise you, the taste is amazing. I got the orange. They also have a pink lemonade, which I might try next time. But this orange is, I look forward to drinking it. That's how good this shit is. It's amazing. So yeah, Salt of the Earth, pink Himalayan salt, 1,000 milligrams per stick. Also has calcium. It's got magnesium and potassium in it. Let's see. David's on here. Hey, man, just stopping to say hi. I finally figured out how to get a consistent touches. Well, I'll be damn, man. That's great. I'm really glad to hear that. Shoot me a text sometime. I want to see your videos. I want to see the progress. I don't know what the fuck this HTTPS is, but thanks anyway. Cool, guys. What we got here? Weston Woods, how you doing? I'm doing great, man. Good to have you on here, Weston. Happy Memorial Day to you. Thank you for serving. Oh, don't mention it. It's not a holiday for me. It's for those who have passed, unfortunately. How I was dealing with the 1,500 pounds. It was a bitch. It was a son of a bitch. I was very, very heavy. I have not had an oh shit moment just receiving a barbell at arm's length from my hand off in years. It was shockingly heavy. It's not going on Instagram because you can't see the weights as I'm doing the lift itself because of safety, having guys around the bar. But we will post it on YouTube as part of my Road to 1,500 Pound series sometime this week. It is on Patreon and YouTube members. Again, I'll plug that real quick. It's $10 a month. Patreon, which is Kolbstrong at patreon.com, or YouTube members. All the behind the scenes training Trips we take, every set, every movement, every rep that I do in the gym, I record it, I edit it, I voice it over, and I put it on YouTube members and Patreon for $10 a month. You can watch what I do that leads me to all these big bench press attempts, both in training and at competitions. So if you want to do that, I appreciate the support. Let's see. Super Stroke, being a strength athlete, what do you think of arm wrestling? Have you ever competed? I did a couple of local meets back when I was a teenager, a long time ago. I think it's amazing. I love it. It's entertaining to watch. It's just, it's brutal. There's almost no truer sport out there. It's two guys just fucking going at it, hand-to-hand combat almost. I'm reaching, but no, it's fucking awesome. I would never do it. I just don't. It made me so damn sore. Now, Mendy has told me, because he competed competitively. What a fucking idiot. He competed in arm wrestling at the national, probably international level for a little while. He said, you do it, it's going to suck for about 6 months. And after 6 months, you won't have that pain anymore. All that like white fiber, like deep tissue fucking pain. He said, give it 6 months and you'll be fine. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. It doesn't interest me personally, like competing, but I think it's awesome. I think it's just, and the way those guys train is also really cool. I take a lot of inspiration from the arm wrestlers when it comes to my forearm training. So, and that's, again, I put all that stuff on Patreon. Marlon says, how many salt do you take per day? I also have to take more salt. I use 1 to 3 sticks per day, depending on my needs. Minimum, I'm pretty sure I take about 2 sticks per day, 2,000 milligrams of salt per day. 24 hours before a big bench, I will take 4 to 5,000 milligrams of salt. But on the average, it's about 2. Tips for an athlete who is in a 3-ply, who wants to add an insert. He's doing high 7 and 3-ply. Tips. You're going to need more assistance setting the hands. So make sure the head spotter is aware of that. The more layers, the more material you have, the harder it's going to be for the athlete to set their own hands. That's not their responsibility when they're in that kind of equipment. So make sure you're setting their hands for them and giving them time to get their hands set on the bar a lot more with more equipment. Just be prepared for the more extreme pressure, and it's going to take more weight. There's nothing proprietary or secret about it, or like difficult, or it's just, you just do it. It's just, you just start doing it. Simple as that. Stupid simple, but let's see. I think I'm caught up, guys. Oh, cool. I'm caught up. I'm going to end it. It's just after 9 o'clock. I did have to wait a few minutes to get the Wi-Fi back on with the damn power going out, but it's been an awesome time talking to everybody. Again, if you want to see what I do behind the scenes, consider Patreon, consider YouTube members. It's $10 a month. All the training I do 5 days a week is on there. I talked about Anderson Powerlifting using code Kolbstrong for 10% off the entire store. If you have till midnight, you got about 3 hours USA, Texas time to use 15% off at AndersonPowerlifting.com.
15.
And 15, that's what I said, 15,
Sound
15,
like 15.
no, 15% off anything in the store, minus the bench bar and a couple of other items, like the Titan belts. That ends tonight at midnight in remembrance and recognition of Memorial Day, of course. Any other time of the week, time of the year, code Kolbstrong, KOLB, S2RONG, one word, will get you 10% off anything at the store. Again, minus those items, the bench bar and the Titan belts. We have the Kolbstrong Scholarship. We're always accepting donations, trying to host events when we can when we're not so busy, but we're very, very busy people, traveling all the time. We're raising money for the young athletes. So if you're a competitive powerlifter between the ages of 13 and 23, not 12, not 24, 13 and 23, and have at least one verifiable competition under your belt that we can find an open powerlifting or something like that, you qualify. We raise money in increments of $1,000, and then come January 1st to the 31st of the next year, we accept applications. Go to the website, KolbstrongScholarship.com, and go through the application process. And if you are picked, so we accept applications the entire month of January, cut it off January 31st, me, Katie, a few others, look through all the applications, and we pick the ones needed the most. If you're picked, we cut you a check for $1,000. You can use it for competition. You can use it for new equipment, supplements, gym dues, travel, fucking new at PlayStation. I don't care. It's your money. You can do what you want with it. Pay off your car, whatever it is. So again, ColdStormScholarship.com. We accept donations throughout the year and host events, fundraising events when we can, when we're not so busy. So there you go. That should be about everything. Thank you all for hopping on here. It's been a great time talking to you. We hit a good training lift this weekend at over 1,500 pounds. It's on Patreon, YouTube members if you want to watch that. Look for YouTube here in the near future, sometime this week. Road to 1,500 video 5 should be dropping sometime by the end of this week. So there you go. All right. We're looking forward to the next episode of Benching and Bullshitting. Will be next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both Instagram and YouTube. Thank you all for joining me here tonight.
Also, Jim's birthday is on Wednesday.
It's not. See you guys later. God damn it.
I love it. I want everyone to know.
No.